Man, I can't even start with the warm opening, man. This has just been a fucked up day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast on BodySlam.net. This is your boy, the franchise Double B Bad Blood, joined by Adam, according to Woods, and the lady with the hottest hot takes right now in the industry, Miss Morgan. Look, today has been a day.
That's an understatement.
It's the name of this show. It's called Release Mania 3.
What?
And the reason why I named it Release Mania 3 is because the WWE has made it a practice to every fucking time they have one of these goddamn these quarterly earnings calls, they fire a bunch of people. And today's releases, oh my God. Look. Drake Maverick, Dana Brooke, Grand Metal.
Wait. I didn't even see Drake Maverick or Dana Brooke. Holy
yeah,
shit.
It wasn't on Sean's. It was on the.
Okay, so the WWE releases, they marked it as a Friday. So obviously they're planning on releasing more people. So we got Dana Brooke, Drake Maverick, Grand Metalik, Jackson Riker, Drew Gulak, Tegan Knox, Shane Thorne, Mia Yim, Oni Lorcan, Timothy Thatcher, Danny Burch, Caden Carter, Frankie Monet, Mia Ying, Boa. You got, is it Jeet Rama and Zeta R and Guru Ra? Some other fucking people. It all
Jackson
started with
Riker.
them. Who fucking cares about that guy?
Oh, yeah, no. People are going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, he's probably the one of the releases that we're all going to be happy about. But, honestly, no one should be happy about someone getting fired. But then again, it is what it is. Shane said it best. It's all Triple H's signees. So that really worries me. It all started earlier today when they released the senior vice president in charge of, was it talent relations or talent acquisitions or some shit? The quarterly earnings call. What can you say about it, man? Like, these budget cuts. That's the excuse. That is the excuse. But how can it be budget cuts?
Goddamn budget cuts.
When you've made like $500 million on one fucking wrestling show?
Yep.
Come on, man. Budget cuts? Budget cuts my ass.
Wow. Ooh, ouch. That sounds like you need some ice cream.
This is bullshit. Karrion Kross is gone. So is Keith Lee. So is Scarlett Boudreaux. Like, you're releasing all these people. Like, Christmas is 1 month away.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hey, Merry Christmas, go fuck yourself. We need to make sure we have more money. You greedy fucking bastards.
We were talking about it in a group chat. Because I just off the bat instantly thought of AEW. And I remember what Vince said about, if AEW wants all this talent, they can have it. And I'm thinking, if I'm in Vince's shoes and I've actually got viable competition now, what I want to do is I want to release a whole bunch of people that I know my competition is going to try to snap up because Tony's got deep ass pockets. And overload their roster. It's not a matter of money because they can afford anybody and everybody. But if you overload their roster, then they succumb to the same pitfalls WWE has had, where it's an overloaded roster and not enough time. People get disgruntled, people want to leave, so they leave. And then AEW goes down the same road WWE does. If I'm in Vince's shoes, I'm getting ruthless, I'm starting with that, and I'm getting more shit going. But someone brought up that despite making money hand over fist, WWE has been in the red for a while, a very, very long while. So budget cuts might actually be viable. It's a fucking bullshit excuse, but it might actually be working.
Yeah. I don't think it's budget cuts, to be honest with you. What I truly think it is that the WWE is going to be fucking sold. I mean, let's think about it. Nick Khan was backstage at WWE last week. Nick Khan never fucking goes backstage. He never shows up. So what does that tell you? Something is going on. Nick Khan has been the guy handing out these pink slips like he's fucking Pinkie Pie from the fucking My Little Pony. Like he's just like throwing pink slips out. Like, hey, take this. You get a pink slip. You get a pink slip. You get a pink slip.
Isn't that Oprah?
But we just made $500 million on one wrestling show. So let's go ahead and fire all these people because we made so much fucking money. Let's just pad our pockets and be like, hey, you know what? Christmas is coming around. Go fuck yourself. That's
He's got it. He has to be selling. And what gets me is Vince would rather sell the company, die a billionaire, than let Triple H take over and run it, because Triple H revamped NXT, and at the peak of its success, it was doing better than the main roster. So that's just a taste of what Triple H was capable of, and it showed the future that WWE could have had once Trips takes over. But Vince, he is a control freak. He has openly admitted that. I would argue he's boasted about being a control freak. He'd rather shoot himself in the foot than let somebody else take it over. It basically take what is essentially his legacy and possibly make it better. Nobody can do better than him.
Nepotism. I like it. That's an angle. It might be a crude angle. But, I've heard a lot of, the talk about, a potential WWE sale. So, if it happens 2 years from now, does it really matter in terms of this, this round of cuts or the last couple rounds of cuts? When does the potential sale happen? Is it
when
first
is enough
of the year?
Enough? That's the question. When is enough? Imagine the fucking guys at WWE 2K22. These guys are fucking every day. They're like, shit, we just rendered this guy. Now we got to unrender this guy. Oh shit, we just created this character. Now we got to stop and create this. Dude, what the fuck is going on? I'm sorry. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to be the nice guy. I'm not going to be on here talking about I'm a WWE defender or any of this other bullshit. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to be real with it. What the fuck is going on?
The fiscal year. So if you're going to do a sale, the new fiscal year started on October 1st last month. Now that's as usual. That looks like that's pretty standard. It may not be WWE's fiscal year. If we're going by WWE's fiscal year, if the season premiere is anything to go by, then yes, October is the start of their fiscal year. But I would imagine that the start of theirs would actually be right after Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's going to be a sale, it's going to be after Mania.
Fucking Budget Cut of Mania 3 is on live here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast here on BodySlam.net, and we're basically talking about the bullshit that's going on with the WWE right now. Today's massive list of cuts. Ashley Rosenova joins us. Ashley, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of a lot of stuff. It is Impact Night, but I am more than happy to talk to. I was going to say y'all, but I'm sure, as y'all know, y'all is a word in Texas.
Y'all is a word everywhere. We say that in Detroit all the time.
So, I'm always more than happy to discuss, anything as far as what's going on currently. It's been a difficult time for pro wrestling in general within the past
this has been a horrible week.
It's been a difficult week in general. So what do y'all got as far as whatever you want to ask me at this point?
That's pretty much the gist of everything. Everyone's dumbfounded, what the fuck is going on?
I'm not surprised. I already knew about the cuts. I just was waiting for when they were going to happen.
Well, I knew about the cuts. I knew they were going to be third quarter cuts because the financial numbers were coming out. But the question is, why start building people just to cut them?
Whoa! They built Karrion Kross.
Well, they didn't build Karrion Kross. Obviously, they didn't build Karrion Kross. But I'm just saying, it's crazy. So, even Sean Ross Sapp was like, dude, stop asking me are there any more releases coming. I don't have any answers. If Sean Ross Sapp doesn't have any fucking answers, it's bad. Nia Jax gets released. It's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I knew that they were coming. I was just waiting to see exactly. Um, when I was in discussion in one of my press rooms, they had said, "Oh, what's only office people?" And I said, "No, that's that's not the release list. It's
Mm-mm.
coming. I just don't know who's on it, and I'm just waiting at this point." And then I found out it was today, which it is. Let's call it what it is. There is never an appropriate time for something like this. There's never a great time, and it's never good to see, anyone's favorite talent or anyone lose their job, especially at this time in the world currently. We are still, I have to keep reminding people, we are still in a pandemic.
Mhm.
And also, I don't think it's appropriate or right for people to root for anyone to lose their job at any promotion or for a promotion to close down. So, like I said, I am here. Ask me whatever you want to ask me. Meaning that I do got a little bit of a busy night, but I am more than happy to always discuss.
Well, it's basically, I just want to know your opinion. I want to know your opinion on what the actual fuck is going on.
You want to know my opinion or my theory?
I want to know both. What is your theory and your opinion? Because I know now Blake Christian is fucking gone too. Trey Baxter is gone. God damn. Karrion Kross, Frankie Monet, Keith Lee. Like, those are like the most shocking out of all the names. Like, Keith
You're gonna
Lee,
have to write that list out and send it to me.
Keith Lee just got rebranded into Bearcat Keith Lee, and has
Oh, come
actually
on.
been has actually been
I
on
didn't
TV.
care for that.
I didn't care for it
Anyways.
either, but
Hey, you make it work. Bearcat.
Karrion Kross, the Karrion Kross, the two-time NXT champion, currently the dominatrix, the Gimp. On
Oh
Raw.
no, bullshit! He's not the Gimp, right? If you pull up Sid's Memphis persona,
He's Lord Humongous.
You're right, Lord Humongous, right? Or Glenn Jacobs is what is it? A Unabomb, right? Tag teaming with Al Snow in Suzuki Mountain. Karrion Kross is their fucking theoretical baby. Like that's it. It's and I don't want to root for anybody to get released, right? But I mean, theoretically speaking, how much more could like a Keith Lee or Mia Yim after that horrible Retribution storyline and they plucked her out and didn't even explain it? Like, some of these guys and girls are going to actually be better now. Now, maybe not everybody gets signed to, AEW, right? But and obviously Ring of Honor is seemingly ceased operations for the time being, right?
That's the
But
thing. Everything's falling apart with professional wrestling, man. Like,
is it really though?
I mean, I always look at the positives. There's always a bunch of. I always say that there has to be a bunch of bad before something really good happens.
There's always a storm before the blessing. Is that what you mean?
Yep, exactly. As far as the talent that was released, it is ashamed. I do look forward and seeing them expand their craft out in the world, whether it be with Impact, whether it be with AEW, whether it be with NWA, or just on the indie circuit. Now, however, it is going to be a tough time. It's been a tough time, especially with Ring of Honor being out. I honestly, on a business aspect, I don't know if Ring of Honor will ever recover. I honestly don't. And that's a shame, but I am hopeful and optimistic that they will return one day.
Well, with the amount of talent that's been released over the last few hours, I mean, I think, someone mentioned this on Twitter earlier today, and it really made a lot of sense to me. With the amount of superstar talent that has been released in the last 6 months, you can start your own fucking superfed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that is true, and I've seen a lot of people say that. I can't give credit to one person. I've seen it a lot everywhere.
I mean, look at the roster that's been released. You got Eva Marie, you got fucking Davey Boy, you got Harry Smith. Okay, you got all three members now of fucking the Lucha House Party because Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik are gone. You got Nia Jax, who's gone. You got Keith Lee, who's gone. You got Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux, who's gone. You got Ember Moon, who's gone. Frankie Monet, who's
I thought
gone.
she had a. I thought Ember had a serious injury. Or is she
And
still?
Nia's
Or is
got
she
an
good?
injury too.
She came
Yeah.
back. I
Or
thought.
is she good? Like good? Because I know Ember came back for a bit, but I wasn't sure.
No, she came back.
She came back.
Karrion was doomed the moment they brought him up without Scarlett.
Mhm.
That was the nail in the coffin. We all saw the end then because
And you know the horrible
half
part
of
about
his
that?
mystique was Scarlett.
Yeah.
Scarlett.
As I was going to say,
100%.
the horrible part about that is, she is like one of the main characters. She was the main reason why his gimmick was so over.
Yeah.
I mean,
like-
she was to him what Lana was to Rusev.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you can book them now. After 30 days.
Oh well,
Guys,
some have
if
a
you want
90-day
to.
non-compete clause, but I know
I
some
thought.
people do.
I heard they only had 30 days.
Oh wow.
The
Scarlett
NXT talent, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Mia posted 90 days, and I guarantee you Vince is double and triple checking those after what happened with Malachi Black.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
When you
That
fire the
was
guy,
great. That
when
was
you
still the
fire the guy
best.
who's supposed to be taking care of all that information, that's your fucking fault, not theirs.
Yeah.
So I mean, with all of these people that are being released, look, let's go over them individually. Okay, let's start with with Keith Lee.
Okay.
Okay, so Keith Lee, Vince McMahon says that he's not the type of guy that the WWE wants and needs here. He needs more training. So you send him back down to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You repackage him with this stupid fucking Bearcat Lee gimmick. You bring him back up here. You have him on the roster. He's jobbing people out on house shows. You bring him back to TV. You make this huge thing about Bearcats coming, rawr,
Rawr.
So 2 weeks in, he's gone.
Yeah. Okay. So, but theoretically speaking, right? They never. What does Vince not see in Keith Lee? That Brock Lesnar, when Keith Lee comes into the Rumble, goes, "Who the fuck is that guy?" And he's like, "Actually, that was the first human emotion that Brock Lesnar has portrayed since he returned. I don't know how long ago, like 5 years ago. Definitely after UFC 200. But that's another story for another day. But honestly, it's shit gimmicks. Once they come up to, if I were somebody on NXT or signed to a WWE roster, I would not the death kneel. Once Nakamura got the fucking main roster pay for being in NXT, that's the angle that I would try to play. Otherwise we're not doing business, right? I think Keith Lee, especially with the GCW, obviously MLW, Triple H, Shane's out.
Shane's gone, dude.
Shane's been gone.
Yeah,
Shane
absolutely.
doesn't want shit to do with wrestling because of this.
Because if he wasn't a McMahon, absolutely. But this is a guy who almost bought Pride back in the day. MMA promotion in Japan. Yeah, but that if your own family member doesn't like the fucking product or the way you do business, that should say something. So, but I think Keith Lee's going to do well on the independents.
Well, I'll tell you this. Trisha Parker, otherwise known as Jordan Grace, she posted on Twitter an hour ago, and her comment was, "It's one thing not to renew someone's contract. It's another thing to have someone uproot their entire lives, move to an unfamiliar area, and release them to their contract within months of doing it. That's what's fucked up." I wholeheartedly agree. I will tell you this. I have a friend, and she's a friend of the channel. She was in Las Vegas. She just got signed to WWE. She's never been outside of California. Well, other than Las Vegas, but when you're in California, Las Vegas is like an extension. She's never been she's never been to Florida, to the East Coast. She's never been out that way. She's never lived that way. So the simple fact that she just uprooted her life, and she's 24 years old. I fear for her. I'm wanting to text her to make sure she's okay. That's how serious this whole thing is. You got people who move their fucking lives, man. Athena, Ember Moon. I knew her. I've known her for a long time. Her husband, Matthew Palmer, great guy. They're both from Texas. When she got signed to WWE, I was so excited because I watched her work on the independent scene in Texas. She's fucking amazing. You bring her in WWE, NXT, Ember Moon. She goes off. She has such a great career there. They move her up to the roster. Boom. That's it. Boom. Bullshit. They put her back down in NXT. She gets a little bit of a push. Now look. Now she's gone. It's fucking ridiculous. Mia Yim. Someone posted earlier today. Mia Yim just bought herself a Tesla.
That was a while ago. That was at least a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the point is, Mia Yim, they had her in that stupid retribution gimmick. Mia Yim is fucking bad. She is fucking badass. If you watch her shine, shimmer, you watch her on the independent scene. If you ever watch Mia Yim wrestle, she's fucking awesome. The Malaysian badass. She's the Malaysian baddie. She's fucking awesome. She kicks all the ass. She's a lot better than some of the women on the roster. Did you give her a chance? Fuck no. They didn't give her a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But does being a good wrestler,
Apparently
actually
not.
matter? Obviously. So if you're a professional wrestler, maybe WWE isn't, let's, kind of be real about it. Maybe WWE isn't your ultimate destination, especially if you're, let's say 16 to 18, right? 16 to 21, right? Training in pro wrestling school or whatever. WWE shouldn't be your end all be all, right? Because it's almost, I look back at Kevin Kelly, right? Kevin Kelly, who is a fabulous, interviewer, broadcaster and what have you. And because he didn't have that, traditional news broadcast, whatever, they just were like, no, we don't want you. But Kevin Kelly is still working in pro wrestling still to this very day. He's just not up north. He's not in Stanford, right?
Yeah.
So that's how much they give a shit or lack thereof give a shit about people in wrestling or want to be pro wrestlers. They try to Bryan Danielson just got a promo after AEW last night and and kind of mock the whole Justin Roberts deal, why he got fired, and do you want to see me do more PG wrestling? Nobody's happy there. You might get, some shine, pardon the pun, but it's, you get to a point where you're making enough money, you're making a life for yourself, you're buying Teslas, and then they release you and your significant other. Don't be a significant other and want to go to the WWE. No.
And also don't keep up with the Benjamins, man. Don't keep up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And there's another thing about...
That's what Randy Savage used to say.
I got a tweet from Big Damo. Big Damo, formerly of WWE, formerly of the group Insanity. He posted, it gets better, and it gets better fast. You got this.
Mm-hmm.
He knows. Rhea Ripley is very upset about this whole situation. Trey Baxter, oh my God, dude, Trey Baxter, look.
Mm-hmm.
The love and support is honestly overwhelming. It's a difficult time in my life in this moment. So thank you all. I give my thoughts and thanks to you, the WWE and the PC, in another tweet. For now, this is one for you guys, and also Blake Christian is fucking back. Okay, I gotta say this. Remember when Blake Christian broke on the scene? He was at AEW. He fucking had some phenomenal matches at AEW.
Mm-hmm.
They offered him a contract. And WWE was like, no, man, don't go there. Come here. We'll give you a long contract. We'll make you a superstar. The internet exploded. Everyone was like, Blake Christian made the worst mistake of his life by signing with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
6 months later, Blake Christian is fucking back.
Yeah.
So what is that telling you?
So here's an interesting tweet I just saw. One that tells me that everybody was right. Two, that tells me that WWE was just offering him a contract just to keep him out of AEW's grasp. They had no intentions of doing anything with him. They just wanted to be spiteful. 4 hours ago, from Sean Ross Sapp, Stephanie McMahon compares WWE to Marvel, stating that each superstar is their own brand, much like Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Ironically, someone quote tweeted with a GIF of Thanos snapping.
Wow.
It's like, last I checked, Marvel actually treats all their characters better. And their characters aren't even real people. except for Black Widow, I will die on the hill that Black Widow should have come out between Civil War and Infinity War. Like, what the fuck? That's a whole other argument.
Look. People often ask me when we started the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast almost 2 years ago. We started this right before the pandemic started, and we just took off. People ask me, why does the TV intro start the way it starts? Have you guys really paid attention to the way the intro starts?
As far as WWE or AEW or Impact?
No, the Roundtable intro. Watch how it starts. Did you see that? Yeah, let me play it again.
I'm sorry. Is that supposed to emulate the dusting when Thanos snapped?
It took me 5 hours to figure out how to get the dusting from the snap. And the reason why I did that,
because all I've ever noticed from the intro is the little the thing that you use that Botchamania also uses.
let's watch.
The little.
I never noticed it.
It's because
I'm late.
We started this podcast. Yeah, you are always late. God damn it, Ashley. We started this podcast and
I'm late for everything, man.
Someone had asked me.
I mean, I never noticed it because technically, according to the internet and the memes that went around, I survived the Thanos snap. I never got dusted, so
I know nothing of any of it.
This guy. Look,
so after
I watch
Infinity War
wrestling and MMA.
The point is, I'm the guy who's super heel. I'm the guy who was so excited. Like I never noticed it until now. Shane watches it every week. I'm the guy who got excited when Thanos snapped.
He rooted
because the bad guy won. I was excited about that. So when we started this podcast basically started because COVID had won. COVID had shut down wrestling. The bad guy had won. Someone equated that intro in the dust snapping to Vince McMahon being Thanos and snapping people's careers away. That's why I started the intro that way.
Also,
it's really
fuck Thanos.
Crazy.
Fuck Thanos. He erased Bucky. That's all I care about. He erased Bucky. All right. Winter Soldier was gone for 5 years. That personally hurt me. I took that personally.
I did cheer when Peter Parker got dusted to the abyss too. You're right, Shane. I did cheer.
He was a kid.
You should have fucking been there.
That's sadistic.
He had no business. He had no business in that fight.
Hey,
he would have been dusted. I mean, he would have been
big boy pants. Get into a big boy fight. You get your big boy ass beat. Poof.
He would have been in school when he was dusted. The fact of the matter is, Peter Parker was a kid. Come on.
Look, that guy's like 32 years old. Okay. Anyway, off topic. The point I'm trying to make is these careers are being snapped away. They're being dusted like a fucking Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. And then the simple fact that Stephanie McMahon had the audacity to go on the internet and claim that the WWE's wrestlers are just like Marvel characters. So you're saying you can kill off a character and you don't give a shit?
I don't think that's necessarily what she meant. I get what she's saying in an aspect, but I'm not going to defend her on it.
But this is probably the wrong time to be comparing people's careers to the Thanos snap.
I agree with that. I can understand, but I understand what she meant, but it's not an appropriate time. Right, but also, she is like one of the biggest heels in WWE history. So I'm sure she's enjoying the report and the reply to it, if people paying attention to it as well. I get what she's saying because, I get what she's saying because, like, I worked in comics for a long time before I went to pro wrestling. And I knew a lot of people that worked in DC. So I get where that comment comes from, but do I think it's appropriate? No, not necessarily, because these are human beings. These are people's lives and people's dreams.
Mm-hmm. it did come off as very cavalier when it shouldn't have.
But
She's basically saying that they're going to have the rights and create their own type of gimmicks and talent, which means if you're coming from, the way I took it is, I don't think they're going to be hiring any more independent talent anymore.
They're not working on building any.
And they're not going to build them. They're going to take athletes, like recruitment athletes from different places, and train them.
Marcus made a very good point. He says, if Vince is supposed to be listening to the fans, then why does he feed us the same storylines with the same wrestlers?
that's a gimmick. It's bullshit.
Look, here's something that totally made me laugh when I saw it, and now that comment, Marcus, makes me think about it. Can you imagine the guys at WWE 2K right now? They're basically building a game, and here are the characters. Roman Reigns, 2021. Roman Reigns, Shield, 2013, 2014, 2018. Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, 2021. Sasha Banks, 2015, 2016. Jeff Hardy, the Brood attire. Jeff Hardy, 2008 to 2009. Jeff Hardy, 2019, 2020. They're building this. They're taking the same fucking 10 wrestlers, and they're just going to remanufacture those same 10 wrestlers in the game. Drew McIntyre, Drew McIntyre 3MB, Drew McIntyre Claymore, Drew McIntyre the Chosen One. You know, they can't make anything else.
I'm sorry, Susie said 3MB.
Yeah, that was a shout out.
Three-man band.
That was a shout out to our boy Chemical Julian. But the point I'm making is the way things are going right now, WWE is either going to sell, which I really hope they do. I really hope they just fucking get done and sell. Oh, looks like we lost Adam. His internet probably dropped.
Anyways, back to it's a 3-man band.
I'm just saying, like the shit that's going on, it's ridiculous. Like,
Jinder needs to open up a cameo.
Oh my god.
Who was in the 3-man band? It was Drew.
It was Drew,
Slater,
Jinder Mahal, and
Heath.
Heath Slater.
I was on Slater.
And last time I was on the podcast, we were talking about getting everyone in a cameo. Who was that for again?
That was Chemical Julian. And it was for Julian's birthday. He wanted a cameo with the 3-man with 3MB.
It's a 3-man band.
Yeah, Adam
And it's
said
like
the internet
$400
died.
alone just for Drew.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what?
Whereas Heath is like, what, $60?
Yeah.
Just tweet at him. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to just come on.
Exactly.
Just tweet at him. Just tweet at Heath. He replies.
So with the whole situation going on with the WWE right now, I don't understand. I mean, I feel sorry for the people who lost their fucking jobs.
Yes.
Because now it's crazy. But can you imagine now having Keith Lee?
Honestly,
and Keith Lee and Shane Taylor back as a tag team on the Indies.
Yeah.
Like their Ring of Honor run. Oh my god.
I haven't had enough time to actually process, gosh, I cannot talk right now, to process as far as like how this is going to work business wise. Because I'll be honest with you, though, it gets a little it's a little tight because Ring of Honor's gone. NWA's kind of getting back up there.
So now it's basically just AEW and New Japan and Impact that can grab these guys.
Not only that, we've had some talent changes in Impact recently. Within the last few days. So, I would love to personally see a lot of them back or a lot of them to go to Impact. That's just me personally. However, if it is an option, I'm more than sure that Scott will probably offer something to someone. I would hope so, knowing how Scott is. I think there's a lot of great talent out there that Impact can benefit from. But AEW, there's a lot of talent there at AEW. I know that if you hear that meowing, please disregard that. That's my cat.
I have a very whiny, sassy cat myself. You have my sympathy and empathy.
He's just talkative right now, at least one of them. But as far as AEW, I understand how everyone. It's so easy for someone to say, "Oh, they could just go to AEW, go to AEW." Unfortunately, yes, AEW has already a lot of talent. I don't want to see a company that young make the mistake of hiring too much talent and not have enough exposure time. That is my
What was I
concern
just-
because it's not fair to the talent already there. And I know that there are some people that are like, well, if they're good enough, the company can sign everyone. Unfortunately, that is not the case. How many pro wrestlers, women wrestlers, men wrestlers, joshies, Japanese puro, lucha libre talent is out there? Think about that. Think about it on a grander scale.
Sean Ross Sapp
I
said
was
this
literally
54
saying
minutes
that.
ago on Twitter. You're going to be seeing a lot of WWE never had any really creative plans for blank, blank, blank stories soon based on the conversations he's been having. So a lot of people are like, hey, they just never had any fucking time for me.
Has to do
And
with
like I was
time,
saying at
has
the
to do with
beginning of the
writing, and
podcast,
gimmicks. And
pretty much everything I was saying at the beginning is exactly what Ashley was saying.
I mean, that's just me being honest and being realistic. I have covered this industry for almost over 7 years. I hate, people don't like the fact that I'm going to tell you the truth, first of all, and I'm going to be honest. I know you want everyone to go to AEW. I know that. However, I don't want to see a young company make a similar mistake that other companies have. Especially, and it's also not fair to the people that are already there. I know that AEW has multiple shows. I know that. But, you got to be logical about it too. Think about how many pro wrestlers there are. There are so many pro wrestlers that aren't even on the PWI 500.
True statement. Somebody good workers too.
Yeah. Also notice all you guys talking about the Thanos. He came and got me in my internet. Jesus Christ.
He snapped Adam away for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fortunately, I was able to go back in time and place the stones back where they needed to be so I can bring Adam back.
Wait, you have a DeLorean?
The DeLorean?
No.
And I know people want to be
Someone actually got a hold of a
optimistic.
flux capacitor.
There you go, Morgan.
I know there's going to be someone out there that's writing on a platform that says that I'm wrong or they disagree with me, and I'm like, okay, if you feel that way, that's great, but I'm not going to be that naive or that gullible.
Well, what do you think? Okay, so
come here.
What do you,
Someone wants to say hi. Quick cameo.
So I got to pay $5 for the cameo.
Yeah. Sorry.
Kitty cameo.
She was begging for attention until I did it. So
Harry Smith gets released. Mia Yim gets released. Eva Marie gets released. A lot of people are saying that John Laurinaitis needs to be released.
That'd be fun.
But budget
we've
cuts were
been
cited as a
saying that
reason.
for years.
Well, Laurinaitis is the one that sent the email to people. And he stated, Sean Ross Sapp said it 2 hours ago, budget cuts were cited as a reason for the releases in an email from John Laurinaitis. So can you fucking believe that John Laurinaitis is saying, hey guys, I'm sorry to tell you this, guys, but the people power says we got to lay you guys all off because, well, Vince McMahon needs to make more goddamn money. Fucking idiot.
You can't talk about Laurinaitis without doing the voice.
No,
you have
you
to, it's not Laurinaitis, it's laryngitis.
Yes.
Oh,
well, I mean, it's crazy because now he's Nick Khan's underling, right? Like I would love for him to be like, hey, what's going on, boss? And then you're fired or your future endeavored or whatever the fuck. Like that's the way that's what I see. Or Laurinaitis walks out of the room and then he gets.
I didn't say Katrina Cortez also was released.
Katrina Cortez.
She was part of the I can't think of the gimmick in NXT.
The hit row.
No, the ones that were from Hit Row.
Oh, the Legado.
Yeah, Legado Fantasma.
Yeah,
she was the female member of Legado del Fantasma.
Wait, didn't someone from Hit Row get released?
Oh, B-Fab got released. That's right, B-Fab. She's had 2 WWE matches.
B-Fab.
2 matches, and she's been released by WWE.
At the rate they're going,
which is crazy.
The women's roster is just going to be the 4 horsewomen, Naomi and Bianca.
Yeah. Which,
And-
I mean, funny enough, everybody
Charlotte's
was
trying to
talking.
leave too, so
Yeah, right. Everybody was talking shit about AEW's women's roster, and then now it's just like, the how to say you don't care about the women's roster or women's wrestling without actually saying that, and that's I think
Exactly.
what WWE and Vince is doing. Vince is doing.
So they got rid
7
of
minutes
B-Fab.
ago.
They
7
got
minutes
rid of
ago.
Jessica Maya. Right.
Andrew Zarian spoke to a source regarding WWE roster cuts. It's believed that possibly 4 individuals were released due to not being vaccinated.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit! In the world.
So
Oh,
that is something to consider, especially as more and more states are cracking down. And Stanford, it doesn't matter that everybody's lives in Florida or wherever.
Mhm.
It's still based in Stanford, and more states are basically saying you have to be vaccinated, or you get to find a new job.
There's a lot of, as a matter of fact, what a lot of people don't know what I do for my other industry work is I work for a news department. I work for the news, and there was a story that I was covering the other day where teachers at a certain school district were like, "Hey, we're just not going to fucking go to work," and they're protesting taking the vaccine because now certain states are saying, if you don't take the vaccine, you don't have a job.
Yep.
Now,
That is
I'm
true.
all about freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of choice. I'm not going to tell you if you don't take this vaccine, you're fired. Have lost people due to COVID. I've been vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated. Mr. Adam Woods down there has had COVID not once but twice.
Yes,
No,
yes.
just once. Just once.
Well, okay,
Just once.
once. But once is not. Once is too
Twice.
much.
Once is
Twice, and I
You've had
almost
it
died the
twice.
first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, do I agree with the whole you need to take the vaccine? It's your life. You can choose to do what you want to do. If you want to take a gun and you want to blow your brains out, guess what? That's for you to do. That's not for me to decide. I'm not advocating that. Please understand that. I'm not advocating any type of suicide or anything like that on this line. So understand that I'm not advocating that. I'm saying it right now. So don't come at me. I'm not advocating it. What I'm saying is you have a freedom of choice to do what you want to do with your life. But when it starts affecting other people, you really got to think about it. So the WWE is cracking down on people saying, hey, if you're not vaccinated, you don't have a job.
Now, what about the
It's
people that can't
consequences,
get the
basically.
vaccine, though? But there are people that cannot get the vaccine. So, I mean, is there a lawsuit kind of pending? Because now, I mean, if you have your legitimate physician, unless you want, WWE's physicians to run down your medical, and we know how well that works out, right? But, if you have a physician's telling you that you could die by getting this version of the vaccine, what does that say?
It has to be deemed medically necessary by your provider and the CDC.
Now, here's the thing. Now, I agree with that. I totally agree with what you just said there. But there's also people that have been buying vaccination cards online. There
Yeah.
are people that have been like there was a teacher and a superintendent at a school here in Oregon that told parents, if you don't want your kids to get vaccinated, the best way to get around that is to claim ADA.
Ooh, that's horrible.
Now, for a superintendent of a school,
Yeah, I mean, the ADA is
parents that,
basically going around saying, I think, isn't the ADA like basically saying if you're getting haven't they said at some point, if you get busted doing this, we will be suing you or something like that? Could have swore I saw something about that.
It's
get down.
It's crazy, but we don't I can't confirm that some of these people that are released aren't vaccinated. I don't know, but you got Zeta Romero, you got Jessica Maya, you got Hit Row's B-Fab. Hit Row is supposed to be like the end all be all of the WWE right now. This would be like the biggest fucking thing since sliced bread, but apparently they're gone. Only Lorcan's a fucking workhorse, man. He is gone.
He'll be fine. He'll be
Sean
absolutely
Ross
fine.
stated, and I said the same thing. I will be shocked if AEW doesn't try to sign Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this right here, I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, this is the time that the AEW, you want to start bringing in people, you want to start boosting your roster, get some of these fucking women that have been fired, some of these great athletes, and build your women's roster now.
Well, I'm sure they'd have no problem sweeping up Nia because if AEW isn't really enforcing, or if they're doing what WWE was, which was covering for people who weren't vaccinated up to a certain point. Now they can't cover anymore. Nia should be a shoo-in because she's been staunchly anti-vax.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I will say this though. Look, Frankie Monet posted 3 hours ago. Taya Valkyrie.
No, she was like the first. I think her and Scarlett were the first two. Which again, I think they're going to make. They're going to
Scarlett
clean
has
up.
a 30-day non-compete clause on her contract. So
Oh, only
Yeah.
30?
Yeah,
She has
hers
an
is
NXT
only
contract.
30.
Yeah, so she ends up, as I almost see it like when the big gold belt shows up on Primetime Wrestling with Bobby Heenan, and basically she kind of is like, cross is coming until the 60-day whatever. And I mean, isn't she a capable, wrestler in her own right? Or is she just a valet?
No, Scarlett Bordeaux's actual. She's a wrestler. She's a decent wrestler.
Yeah. So
She's no Mia Yim. She's no Mia Yim.
Oh no.
But she's
few
certainly
people
not
are.
Eva Marie. She's certainly an Eva Marie.
There was a failed experiment.
To hire her back or the first time?
But
Isn't it weird though? Like, think about the shit that's
You
been
have a
going on
point.
with. Think about the shit that's been going on in wrestling this week. Today you get Chris Jericho and Amanda Huber are being criticized for being critical of the spelling of John Huber's name. Where Kalisto posted a tweet.
saw that last night. I'm like, okay, so Jericho and Amanda are certainly on one tonight.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know Amanda personally.
A lot of the comments were interesting.
A
A lot of the comments were interesting. Coming to obviously to I mean, everybody pretty much knows him as Kalisto. To Kalisto's defense, saying that English is not his first language. Others saying he's from Chicago. And it's like, yeah, he was born here, but the first few years of his life, he was raised in Mexico. So no, English.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this.
Not-
I'm gonna say this. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm gonna say this straight up. I don't buy that shit. I don't buy that shit
his
for one
first
fucking
language.
minute. I don't buy it for 1 minute. Kalisto knows how to fucking. He speaks English. He speaks perfect English.
You could speak it and not know how to spell.
Exactly.
I've seen so many
That's where I
real
was going with it.
Americans. I've seen so many real Americans, right? So many patriots. Oh man, can't spell their way out of a fucking paper bag. You know.
I can
Here's
write
the thing.
I can write a perfect term paper. I can write a dissertation. I can write an editorial for the website. I guarantee you go to my Twitter, you're gonna find goddamn how many typos. So many
But
typos.
it's not even so much a typo. Here's the thing.
You're limited of characters though. Okay.
John has so many different ways of spelling it.
Yeah.
There's Jon, it's Jhon, it's John. So, what's to say that I've actually been on my I've actually texted people, like texting girlfriends and stuff, or texting best friends, or texting Adam Woods or some posting on Facebook or some shit, right? And say something like, let's say, come over, right? But you type, like, sometimes you on your phone, you type so much that it does that predictive text.
Mm-hmm.
So it will come out something else. Or like, do you ever type so?
Or it automatically changes it.
Yeah, you ever type the word so and you look at it and it says do?
Do so
You know?
to.
Like, I mean, the S and the D are so close to each other. So, I mean, but, and a lot of us don't proofread our post or text or whatever when I would just send it. So,
I
I'm not-
remember someone
I'm
was
not
giving me
defending.
shit for not using commas in a tweet, and I
Exactly.
said, I'm only limited to so many characters on Twitter. What the fuck you want me to do? You fucking loser.
Oh
like-
no, I just type so freaking fast and my nails get in the way.
Yeah,
Really?
like someone literally nitpicked that I didn't put commas in my tweets, and I'm like, dude, there's only so many characters you're allowed in a tweet. Like that, you just want something to complain about.
It's
at
like,
that
here,
point.
have an Oh, we're gonna be like this. Have an Oxford comma.
you know, but the whole, that's what I'm saying. Then you got wrestlers getting hurt. John Moxley goes into rehab and the internet explodes with
it's
anger.
And
You
it's
know.
it's anger on both ends, and I'm kind of like, I said, so I'm gonna be as cordial about this as I can and as sensitive as I can, because I've dealt with my own sobriety as well, in life. So I understand. And people don't understand that. And, that's my own personal business. But I also have, my uncle passed away a long time ago from cancer, but he struggled with his own substance abuse problems and became a substance abuse counselor after getting his psychology degree. So you can't understand what it's like unless
You've gone
you're
through it.
you're going through it, and it is a difficult and hard battle. It's hard every day. And the thing is, you just need to I just really wish it was more of a supportive response than it was negative and in anger, because you're not going to get your match. You just need to be concerned that for his own well-being and that he gets healthy again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're not going to get your match, but that does not give you the right to insult anyone on a personal level in that aspect. You would feel very much different if the love of your life or someone in your life went through it. I've
I look at
had,
it like this.
like, my best friend passed away from a substance problem too. Like, it's a difficult subject, and I just really wish people would have been a little bit more respectful in the aspect of the way that they were replying, not putting the blame on, oh, this is what happens when you leave WWE. Oh, this is what happens when you go to AEW, or blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry that you're not going to get your match, but you need to be concerned and hope that that man gets the help that he needs, whatever he's struggling with, because it is an internal struggle.
Which, totally on topic, Renee Paquette had just posted on Instagram that the family's uprooting. They're no longer going to be in Vegas, and they're moving to Ohio.
Cincy, back to his hometown. And I ended up waking up and penning an editorial about it for the website for Body Slam this morning. I've never had a substance abuse problem, but I am the child of an addict. Addiction does run in my family. My great-grandfather was an alcoholic. My uncle is an alcoholic and a heroin addict. And I say is because he's been sober for decades, but there's no such thing as Ashley can probably attest, there's no such thing as recovered. You are in recovery basically until the day you die, because it is a mental illness. And my mother was a crack addict. And for her, I do say was, because unfortunately she passed away last year from COPD, not COVID and not anything drug related, but from COPD. And people need to understand, this is a legitimate battle. And I think people forget that Mox has been very open about his problems. He, between jumping from the indies to FCW, he did an interview. He just did a total shoot interview. And he talked about how he had a drinking problem in his early teens and 20s and how he had a cocaine problem down in Puerto Rico when he was working for Savio Vega. So this is something that has been following him his entire life. He's going and he's having to go back to rehab because he's rehabbed before it happened again. It's a stark reality, and trust me, one, I guarantee no one is beating themselves up more than he is right now. Two,
for sure.
The last thing he needs is for fans to be getting pissed that he's not going to be on TV, that he just did this heel turn and now he's got to go. Honestly, I'll be frank. Fuck them. Fuck all of them.
It happens. It's unfortunate. And like I said, I struggle with my own problems. Narcotics was never my thing, but I did at one time have a severe drinking problem, very much so that it affected a lot of relationships in my life. I'm very thankful, and there are days like you can get pushed to, if you don't have enough willpower, you can get pushed to going back to old habits, especially with the internet wrestling community. I will say that. That's personally speaking. But, I don't think it's in any way to be just because you're upset over you're not going to get your match, you're not going to see your fave on TV. You need to be more concerned about their well-being. And it's unfortunate that it does happen. A relapse or slips, they do happen. But all we can hope is that he will get the help that he needs and that he will be a better version of himself, the version that he deep down inside knows he is. And that, as far as what I'm trying to say is the version that he wants to be, a better version of himself. And that's what we can hope for.
Because this isn't about Jon Moxley. This is about Jonathan Good. That's what people need to realize. Separate the character from the person. It isn't Mox that has the problem. Mox is a character. This is an actual living, breathing person, a family man. So you want to be pissed that Mox isn't wrestling right now? Okay, fine, get pissed. Because it ain't about Mox. It's about Jon Good.
Exactly. And, it's, it's, I can understand from his point of view, as far as because like you said, I do agree. He probably is more upset no one is probably more disappointed than he is right now in himself. And that is the worst type of feeling and place you can be, especially when you're trying to get better. Like I said, I've seen a lot of things, like as far as in my life. And I was quite upset at it didn't surprise me how wrestling social media or wrestling Twitter reacted. It doesn't surprise me anymore, but it's more of the lack of capacity.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat literally just jumped up onto my bed and got in my face like, love me.
No, it's okay. It's the lack of compassion people have, and also the fact that in any entertainment industry, any business, any community, it's forgivable. But the thing that upsets me the most about the wrestling community is how unforgiving they are.
And I don't understand that.
Really?
I don't understand that at all.
They are
here's the thing.
incredibly unforgiving, and then
Here's the
they'll
thing.
keep spinning it. It's like a bad game of telephone. One person dislikes you, and it spins like
I put
into
my
like
body on the line
something else.
for you week after week after week. Okay, I'm putting my life in danger every fucking week for your entertainment.
Yeah.
And I do something to better myself, and you're upset?
No, I mean, okay.
What?
We've all been to indie shows, right? You or
Yep.
that, but
Mhm.
so
Always.
it doesn't surprise me. Some of the attitudes that are being displayed on Twitter or social media regarding this, because I mean, I'm not saying there are a large contingent of people that might lack context, that can't separate Jonathan Good from Jon Moxley, or might love a particular wrestler, and then when there's two wrestlers beefing for real, and I'm not in the like the Charlotte Becky deal, right? We're talking about
So basically, instead of kayfabe, they're shooting.
they're shooting, and some people it's the catch-22 of the it's still real to me, damn it, right? It's awesome.
And I'm gonna say exactly what I posted on Twitter when people thought I worked fucking production anywhere and I did this and I did that, which I never have. I said this is why thinking and logical thinking like that is why Vince McMahon thinks wrestling fans are idiots, because they cannot differentiate.
I see it every week. I see it
All
every
right,
week
stop.
on the podcast.
After the whole fiasco over the summer with the writer, and I got sucked in. I literally spent 12 hours on Twitter. I got sucked into fucking arguments to the point where I had to start blocking people because it got so bad. I'm just like, I see these conversations anymore. I'm bowing out. I can't do this anymore. I can't.
Kate Hensler just had a situation online where she made a comment about something, and everyone went ape shit crazy. And it got to the point where she was like, I'm done with fucking Twitter for the day. Like, it was so bad. Like, come on, people. Like, God, get a fucking life.
Like, I am someone, I legitimately like to argue. I like to debate. I seek out arguments. And if my ass is saying this is too much, I'm done, there's a fucking problem.
Well, I'm gonna end it on this note, ladies and gentlemen. the people that were just released by WWE, you guys have a long road ahead of you. Well, you guys are all very talented, and you guys will all land on your feet. This is professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is professional wrestling. But at the end of the day,
It's
these
a
are
tough
real
time.
people. These are real people. These are tough times. So with that being said, thank you very much for joining us tonight. If you guys have any comments, any concerns, you want to talk about anything, feel free to message us on the bcwbooker@gmail.com, a Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast on Twitter. You can find us, even find it on www. God damn it, it's so hard to even speak today. www.bodyslam.net. Try saying that 5 times fast. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Be well, be nice to each other, and remember, tomorrow's a new day. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And fuck you, Vince McMahon, for firing all those people. And we're out. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.